Hello and welcome to the Edges of Earth. My name is Brock. Today's video is sponsored by Surfshark. Now, if you're not familiar with Surfshark, they're basically a VPN that makes online security easy. I'm going to talk more about them in a minute, so if you don't already know, you do need a VPN before you enter China. That is, if you want access to all of your current websites that you're familiar with. You might feel as if your whole life is blocked after you enter this country. And, well, it kind of is. YouTube is blocked, Instagram is blocked, Facebook is blocked, Twitter is blocked. You name it, it's blocked, along with 8,000 other websites. Everything that you can access in the free world is now deemed inaccessible. And the only way to break through this infamous Chinese firewall is by using a VPN. So if you just want the quick answer, Surfshark was kind enough to give everybody watching this video an 83% discount and an additional month for free. I have links in the description below, be sure to check it out. But if you want to learn more about what's happening, listen up. So like I said, more than 8,000 websites are blocked in China, and you don't have access to any of them. It doesn't matter if you're using a cell phone, it doesn't matter if you're using your laptop at a cafe, it doesn't matter if you're at your friend's house using their Wi-Fi network, it doesn't matter. Everything is blocked. And the only way you can break through this is by using a VPN. VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. Now, I'm not fully sure how the whole VPN process works. I'm a geek, but I'm not that big of a geek. But basically, my phone connects to a server through the VPN company. This connection is now completely encrypted, and the encryption should be very strong so nobody can gain access to what you're searching about. Now, you want to ask Google a question. So now you send the query through your phone, it arrives in the server through an encrypted connection. Now, the server, wherever it's located, depending on which server you have chosen through the app, now that server sends the message and searches through Google. And then the answer comes back, and then the information now arrives in your phone. The whole thing is encrypted, meaning if someone wants to gain access to your information, they can't. There's different levels of encryption. You want good encryption. Now, how the VPN breaks through the wall of China, not sure, but the reality is it does. So there's basically a very small list of VPN companies who can claim that they can break through the Chinese firewall. There are many companies who offer a VPN service. There's so many different categories, so many different levels of VPN companies, and not very many can break through the wall, because to break through the Chinese wall is a very complicated process. The firewall specifically searches for VPN connections and tries to terminate them. So you have to have some pretty good technology to break through this wall. Now, keep in mind, there are free VPNs that you can download and use either on your phone, on your computer, for when you do arrive in China. I do not recommend these, and the basics are, they're free. And everything that is free, the quality is not going to be good. The encryption most likely is not going to be secure, and they can probably gain access to all of your information anyway because they keep decryption codes. But when you pay for a VPN service that actually cares about its customer and rates its security as its highest priority, then you feel a little bit safer. So that's exactly what I recommend. So is it complicated to install and manage and have a VPN software on your phone, on your computer? No. This is so easy. You literally click a button, it downloads, you click another button, it expands and installs, and it's pretty much good to go. Depending on the computer, depending on your phone, depending on what device you're putting this on, you might have to click one or two extra things, but that's pretty much it. It does it all itself, and if you do happen to have any troubles or complications or anything, they have a wonderful 24-hour support staff where you can reach out to them and they will walk you step by step from beginning to the end. But my guess is you won't need them because they make it so easy. I've seen people asking the question, should I download the VPN before I go or after I arrive? Oh my God, let me tell you, please download it before you go. Like, I can't stress this enough. Because imagine, here you are, you land in China, you don't have a VPN, you can gain access to Chinese internet, but now how are you going to download it? Many of the websites to gain access to the download link is blocked. Now, they do have workarounds if you get in a pinch or something like that, or if you're stuck in China right now when you need a VPN. There are ways to go around it, but I can promise you these are more complicated, more drawn out than if you just download the software before you leave. So all I can recommend is get it as soon as possible, play with it a little bit so you're familiar with it, and then you're good to go. So while you are in China, there might be some complications when it comes to your VPN. This is not the fault of the VPN whatsoever. Keep in mind that they can increase or decrease the strength of the firewall during sensitive times. This is absolute fact because when I was in China for 6 months, they did just that. If there was a giant military presence happening for some reason, if there was a giant holiday happening in the area, it was like someone had a knob and they could control the strength of the VPN. When I was there, I even used the highest rated VPN for China, and it still had problems breaking through the wall consistently for almost a week because the strength of the firewall was so high. And this was actually during the time where, they had billions of dollars worth of military equipment in kind of one area. So yeah, their firewall strength was on high at that time. I could still break through, but it was really, really difficult. In addition to that, sometimes they will increase the strength of the firewall just for mobile users. Sometimes they'll do it just for computer users. Sometimes it'll be just for PC users, just for Mac users. They can control so many different things. It's really strange, and this is something that I've learned while I was there as well. That being said, while I was there for 6 months, this only happened twice, so it's not something that happens frequently. In addition to the devices that they control, they also control location of the country. So I spent most of my time in the eastern area of China, but if I was in one city, in Shenzhen, that seemed to be the most difficult area to break through out of anywhere that I was in China. I would get on a train and get out of Shenzhen and enter villages or enter different cities entirely, and the VPN connected so much easier. So there's so many factors to breaking through the VPN, but I will say the company has a whole list of things that you can read to help break through the wall if you ever get in a situation where the strength is particularly high. Generally, you can choose different servers and choose different settings, and it will help you break through the wall. In addition to all of that, Surfshark is constantly aware of the micro changes that are happening within the firewall, and so they have a team who is constantly trying to break through and tweak different things and get its customers through the wall. So it's a constant ongoing battle, but they are there to help you break through. So like I said before, Surfshark was kind enough to give everybody who's watching this video an 83% discount and an additional month for free. Just click the link below. When you get there, type in the discount code Edges of Earth, which is the name of this channel, and they will discount everything for you. I also want to tell you about some of the factors that you need to be aware of when you are choosing a VPN. Without overcomplicating it too much, I will say one of the most important factors over anything else is the strength of the encryption. Okay? When you have a company who puts privacy first at its highest priority, you know you're in good hands. If you're using a company that has a weak encryption, at any time someone can gather this encrypted data of yours that you have been exchanging between you and the internet, and then run it through a decoding software, and boom, all of your information is now decrypted. So this is real, this does happen, so therefore it is important that you have a very strong encryption. You want a VPN that's easy to install and easy to use. I've been using Surfshark for a while, and I can tell you it's so easy. You click a button to install, you click a button to change to different servers. It's literally that simple. Geographical diversity, now that's a big one. If you have a company who has all of its servers in one general location, that is a huge security factor. You don't want companies that have servers in one country or one area specifically. That is a terrible method. So this company has servers all over the world. They've analyzed different countries around the world for different rules and regulations, making sure that they set up their operation in a country where the country does not force them to keep logs on their own customers. Having servers all over the world and having diversity is a very important thing for security, in addition to privacy laws around the world as well. This company is doing it right. So some companies prevent you from using their VPN service that you already paid for on too many devices. I'm not joking. There are some companies who narrow it down to 5 or even 3. So you can put it on your phone, on your computer, and on your tablet, and that's it. Done. You can't use these devices simultaneously, or you can't even use more devices. You're not allowed to install it on multiple devices, which is insane. Surfshark allows you to install it on multiple devices and also use them simultaneously. And there's no limit on bandwidth, meaning if you want to stream movies all day long on all your devices, good for you. They're not going to regulate you and say, no, you're using too many gigabytes per day. Nope, not at all. Use as much as you want. Like I mentioned before, their customer service is excellent. If you need to contact them by email or have a chat with them, go for it. I mean, the wait time is usually ridiculously low. I've had multiple conversations with the staff asking various questions just because I'm curious and I'm a nerd, and the response is very in-depth and very quick, so awesome. Now the last thing is connection speed. Now sometimes you'll have VPN companies where you will install it, but then it will decrease your upload and download speed by a ridiculous amount of time. This is not what you want. I will say every VPN in the world will slow down your connection by a certain percentage. Sometimes it's 20%, sometimes it's 15, sometimes it's 8. It all depends on where you are, what server you're connected to, how many people in your area are using the internet, how fast your connection is that you're paying for through your company. There are so many factors that go into this, but generally, don't worry. Yes, your speeds will be reduced by a certain percentage. I don't know what it is, but I can tell you as I'm using this VPN and their connection, I cannot see a change in speed. So I don't worry at all. So those are the biggest ones. Obviously, there's probably more factors if you want to really dive in and get geeky on this whole VPN topic. And feel free to leave any comments below if you have more information that I didn't mention before. But generally, this is kind of what I look for when I'm looking at a VPN. So anyway, that's pretty much it. I hope this information kind of helps you prepare before you arrive in China, because you don't want to be in that situation where you can't even speak Chinese to the people because you're not using your translator or anything like that. It would be an awkward situation, and it would ruin your whole trip because you can't navigate and do anything. Hopefully this video helped. I hope you all have a great day. I hope you enjoy your trip in China. Thank you all for watching, and remember, your time is running out. Start living. Take care.